guys, the Super Review Show for another My Thoughts on Video. I haven't done one of these since 2022, so here we go. This is my thoughts on Phase 5 and a little bit of Phase 4, but mainly Phase 5 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe from Marvel Studios itself. So, leading into Phase 5, I read online that a lot of people were not happy with Phase 4. Yes, Phase 4 had a lot of great moments in it. Shang-Chi. It also had Spider-Man, No Way Home. Hello. It also had Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. You know, and also it was not the best phase Marvel has done. And I think I read it somewhere online that Marvel heard a lot of the fan reaction to Phase 4 not being well received. And I think that they, if not mistaken, I believe they said, we're going to try and put out quality instead of quantity. Because I think that that's the right move for Marvel personally. Because if you think about it, they were pumping out 6 films of Phase leading up to Spider-Man Far From Home, there was like 9 films or 8 films in Phase 3. So going up, there was Captain America Civil War, there was Thor Ragnarok, there was Doctor Strange, and tons. There was a lot of movies going on in Phase 3. Phase 4, they toned it down a little bit, partly because of the pandemic and whatnot, and other things like that. But also, Phase 4 had a couple of questionable decisions, in my opinion. Like, you released a Black Widow movie after, spoiler for the 2 people who didn't see it, she died in Avengers Endgame. Spoiler for that. Sorry if you haven't seen Avengers Endgame by now. It's like one of the best received Marvel films to date. You haven't seen it, I'm sorry. She died. But that being said, Black Widow came out. We're like, all right, Marvel's coming back. It's like July or June of 2021. The box offices are open again. Let's go see what we can do there. And sure enough, they released it. But I'm like, my very first thought was, why are they releasing a Black Widow movie after she died in Avengers Endgame? That's a very questionable choice right there. But then we got Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi was great. And then they had a little bit of a public misstep, if you will. That was what I would call with Eternals. Eternals was, and look, yes, it was very well received by fans. Critics, it was a little bit mixed for. I understand. I kind of see where they were going with that, but I mean, so it's kind of like miss hit. And then the hit that I'm talking about is Spider-Man No Way Home. Spider-Man No Way Home was brilliant. And I'll say this, I said this before and I'll say it again, that movie, the plot device of using Doctor Strange's magic to open up other worlds, it was the perfect, I don't use that word often, the perfect way to reintroduce Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield into this Marvel Cinematic Universe and make it all work cohesively with all these other Spider-Men that were going on in the past decade or so. More than the past decade, even longer. It felt great to see them back on screen again, truthfully. Then we had Thor Love and Thunder, kind of not as good as Thor Ragnarok, but it was good for the most part. I enjoyed it. But also, then we had Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And Black Panther Wakanda Forever, there was a lot of emotion to it because, Chadwick Boseman obviously had passed away from cancer. So there's a lot of stuff going on with Phase 4. And yes, it was probably the weakest received by fans and maybe critics in my own newsfeed and eyesight of how they do, how they made the movies run. And also, if you notice, there was no Avengers movie in the phase. There was no Avengers movie in Phase 4. And now with Phase 5, there's no Avengers movie in Phase 5. They're really starting to change up the way they do their movies. So that was all Phase 4. Going into Phase 5, I can't believe we're saying this because I remember when what is going to happen in Phase 3? I remember those days of I can't wait. And sure enough, it's like, oh, we're in Phase 5 already. Hard to believe. So, and then Phase 6 got announced too with the Avengers films and whatnot. So, but I'm trying to focus on Phase 5. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, I believe is going to show us a lot. I'm really excited for that movie. I mean, the Ant-Man films are just great. The humor in them is really clever. The first Ant-Man I really liked a lot. That Thomas the Tank Engine scene with him, just the enlarged Thomas the Tank Engine just going through the house was priceless. It was truly worth seeing in theaters. And then we had the second one. The second one was good. I liked it for what it was worth. I mean, Ant-Man and the Wasp this time wasn't just like, Ant-Man and whoever. It was just Ant-Man and the Wasp, which made sense. But this is Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. This one looks great. And the trailer, using Elton John's Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, really showed a lot. It introduces us to one of my favorite Marvel villains called Kang the Conqueror. If you don't know who I'm talking about, I highly recommend you check out the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes seasons 1 and 2. They do a lot of stuff with Kang the Conqueror in that animated cartoon. If you want to get to know the character, that's the best way I can possibly describe to you about Kang the Conqueror. Go watch that cartoon. It'll explain a lot more of him and what his motives are. Maybe it may not transcend directly to the movies, but at least you get an idea of who the character is. So go watch that animated show of Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes from 2010, I think. Great cartoon, by the way. Plug for our Why You Should Watch video. Anyways, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. And then we have Blade. We have the Marvels. We have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 coming out. There's a lot of... I believe Phase 5 will be a better phase for us as fans of the movies. And fans of... And critics might receive it better. I'm not sure specifics. But I'm really excited for Ant-Man and the Wasp, of course. I'm really excited. I'm actually excited for the Marvels. I feel like I'm one of the only people in my circles. Like, I really enjoyed Captain Marvel. I mean, some people are like, it was weird or whatever. But Brie Larson did a great job with character. And it's really showed how we got the Avengers to what we are today. So there you go. But Captain of the Marvels, it's the 2 Marvel arc. I believe it's Brie Larson and it's also... Kamala Khan. I'm not sure the actress's name, but she's from the TV show that they're doing as well. And we also have Blade coming out soon. So I'm really looking forward to Phase 5 of the MCU. I truly am. I'm really excited to see a lot of the different films in it. The one gripe that I have with Marvel is they had a golden opportunity when the moment Disney bought Fox Studios. They had the ability to put Fantastic Four in Phase 4, and look what happened. Fantastic Four Phase 5 doesn't feel right. Sorry, everyone. Fantastic Four Phase 6 doesn't feel right, if you know what I mean. So, I'm thrilled that Marvel wants to do something with the Fantastic Four. I cannot wait to see that movie in particular. I know that's Phase 6, that's a ways away. Deadpool 3 coming up. I'm really excited to see these movies, especially a Blade in the MCU. I mean, I love the Blade films, except for Blade Trinity, the third one that came out like all those years ago. But Blade 2 was really a really great early comic book movie. Rated R, but I'm curious to see how they're going to do a PG-13 Blade. Will there be a lot of blood? Will there not be? I don't know. We'll have to see, of course. But Phase 5, I feel like Phase 5 is looking better than Phase 4. Not that Phase 4 was bad. I just think that Phase 5 might be a better, well-received phase compared to Phase 4. That's just me personally. I mean, this is my thoughts on videos, so there you go. Ultimately, guys, what do you think out there? This is just my overall opinion of how the MCU is going so far, with Phase 4 ending now, going to Phase 5. Is there anything I missed out there? Jump down in the comment section below. Share your thoughts on this video. Are you a Marvel fan? Like I said, sound off in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on our social media accounts, simply at The Super Review Show. Like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram, simply at The Super Review Show. But for all of my thoughts on videos and many more, keep it locked on The Super Review Show. The J-Man is off the rock. I'll see you guys in Phase 5 in February.